Hey YouTube, what's going on? Matt Kennedy here. Right now we're going to go over for you guys some of the Week 17 playoff implications and kind of what's going on. I've been talking a lot about the AFC North and all that jazz. I still think to this day the AFC North is one of the more interesting divisions in this year. Not saying we're the best division because we have a lot of teams that are underperforming. Ravens getting blown out. I know they have a lot of injuries though. Steelers getting blown out. I mean, yeah, they have no Juju and other stuff, but I still think that was a pure blowout. Browns lost by 2 points. Not really going to say a blowout, but we did get blown out versus the Patriots and the Cardinals. Can't really talk too much shit. And the Bengals, they have first place, but they have been still inconsistent, losing to the Jets. So I don't really know, man. I mean, it kind of works both ways. Even though the Bengals are going to go out there and probably win the division, it's not 100%. But that's for the AFC North. The Dolphins play tonight against the Saints. I seriously think the winner goes on to the postseason. If the Dolphins can somehow win this game, they will then be on the road again against the Titans. And they're both winnable games. So the Dolphins kind of hold their own destiny. If you win and go 8-7, you actually have the 7 seed. And then next week, if you win, you're probably going to keep your playoff spot. If you lose, you're out. But that's the Dolphins. We now go over the other standings in the playoff race. And I'd say the thing that shocks me the most is definitely the Chargers losing against the Texans. If they're not in the postseason, you look back at that game. Obviously, you play the Texans. It's kind of like the Jets with the whole Bengals thing. You look back at those games. That's what it comes down to for the AFC race is, besides that, Tennessee, I actually picked them to win. KC, I picked them to win. Cincinnati, I picked them to win. I actually picked Buffalo to actually lose, but they won, so that was an upset. I did not pick Indy to win. They won. So I feel like Baltimore doesn't really deserve playoffs, but they're going to go to a winner-go-home game versus the Rams. If Baltimore loses this game, I'm not sure what's going to happen for them for Week 17. Them against the Rams, right now it's Rams minus 3.5. So they are favored. And the one game everyone's kind of forgetting about, I'm not saying that people are actually, I'm not going to say they forget about it. But the one game that actually could be the best game of the week, and I'm going to be a bit biased, but again, if the Chiefs win against the Bengals, which they are favored by 4 points, and the Chiefs are very hot. Same with the Bengals. Bengals are very hot. But the one thing we have to remember is Chiefs are the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are always going to be a great team, especially with Mahomes and Andy Reid. The Bengals, they are playing great. But the one thing we have to remember is if anyone's going to choke, it's probably going to be the Bengals and the Browns. Okay, I'm a Browns fan, not really here to lie. Obviously, the Browns, we have had some bad seasons the last 20 years. If a team is going to choke to the playoffs, probably going to be the Bengals, who have not won a playoff game since 1993, or probably the Cleveland Browns. So, if Bengals win, they earned it. They're in guaranteed. They had the 4 spot guaranteed. They're in the playoffs, good for them. But if they lose, and then the Rams win, the winner of this game goes on. Browns against the Steelers, Monday Night Football. The Browns are actually favored by 3 points. So Steeler fans can't really say they're favored anymore, but they have they have our number. And I'm going to still say Steelers win. I'm a diehard Browns fan, but I still can't be biased because here's the problem. Just because Big Ben looks god awful and Big Ben can't do much, the Steelers always find a way to win games. And the Browns, Baker Mayfield was not that great, but the run game, the way our defense looked versus Aaron Rodgers, you bring back Clowney, you bring back Greg Newsome, who did not play. You bring back Troy Hill, you bring back John Johnson, bring back Harrison, our safety. Browns had 5 starters out, even Malik McDowell, our DT. The Browns actually had 5 or 6 starters out. We only had 5 starters playing on defense. So if we have our whole defense against Big Ben, he scored 16 points last time. Don't know, and that was a 4th down conversion to Freiermuth. We'll see what happens this time around. The Steelers are definitely a bit depleted. I highly doubt the locker room is happy right now. The whole Chase Claypool, dancing TikToks. Big Ben being this big leader who just got killed versus the Chiefs, and the Chiefs defense is not that great. It's good. Because Matthew, Chris Jones, they got some good defensive players, but it's not great. So you can't put up those numbers. The Browns have the 8th best ranked defense. Whether you accept it or not, Steelers fans, on NFL.com, we are a top 10 defense. So if you couldn't do it versus the Chiefs, we'll see what happens. And our run defense is really fucking good. So the only game we sucked was versus the Patriots. With the Patriots beat us with Stevenson on the ground, but A.J. Dillon did nothing. Aaron Jones did nothing. We're gonna stop Najee Harris on Monday night. Now, if I had to choose who's gonna win the game, I would still say Pittsburgh. Though, again, just because they always find a way to win the game. But if the Browns win, it's a big if. Week 18. Bengals at Browns will probably be moved to Sunday Night Football for the winner of the North. So that would be one, because I don't really know what other game would be moved. Maybe Patriots Dolphins, but that's just for the wild card. I don't really know what other game would be moved. Cowboys Eagles, if the Cowboys lost versus if the Cowboys lost against the football team, that could be for first place, but they didn't. Steelers Ravens could if the Steelers beat the Browns and the Ravens beat the Rams. Chargers Raiders could be. That could be for a wild card spot. But that would be one hell of a Sunday night game. I would not be able to go to it because I'll be at college the 10th. But, dude, I'm telling you right now, man, it's not really that hard because they're all favorites. That's all we need are the Chiefs, the Rams, and the Browns to win. And the Browns are 1 game away for the playoffs, dude. It has been a weird season. It probably always will be a weird season for the rest of the way, including the playoffs. So I would expect a weird team to win the Super Bowl, maybe the Colts. Not saying they're a weird team, but I'm just saying no one really picked them in the beginning of the year. People believed in Carson Wentz and they believed in Indy's defense, but people still thought Chiefs, Bills, other teams. So they weren't the favorites. So if Indy does it, I will be shocked. But enough of the AFC talk. Now to the NFC. Really, it's just Packers being dominant. Packers, and we already know the Bucs being the Bucs and the Dallas Cowboys being the Dallas Cowboys. Those are 3 great teams. Matthew Stafford has been a bit off. He's been a bit off. But if Stafford is on, the Rams are also not a good team, a great team. You have 4 powerhouses in the NFC with all four really having a great shot at the Super Bowl. Green Bay, Dallas, Rams, and the Bucs. The AFC, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, yeah, KC is the powerhouse, but who else is a powerhouse? Who else is very, 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 very tough to beat? I mean, they're tough to beat, but Bengals, Tennessee, Buffalo, Indy, New England, just because they have a rookie quarterback, they're very beatable. They're all, even if the Browns go in it, we're very, very beatable, easily beatable. So it's like the NFC, you play the Cowboys, you play the Packers, you play the Rams, the Bucs. Those are four of really, seriously, probably four of the top six teams. If not four, like that's your top five teams right there. Those four and the Chiefs are the top five teams in the league. And four of them are in the NFC. The wild card teams are the Eagles, San Fran, Arizona, possibly New Orleans or Minnesota or Atlanta. I like some of these teams. If Jalen Hurts plays great, obviously the Eagles, but he has to play really good. Because like I said, you're playing these teams like Dallas, Rams. You're going to be playing some of these tough teams. You need to play great when it matters most because you are an underdog in the playoffs. You have to rise up. You don't have the home crowd with you. So, some of these teams are going to be tested. Arizona, Kyler Murray. If he just lays an egg in the wild card round, what a flop year, really. I mean, yeah, you went 10-2, but now you lose 3 straight. What's going on? San Fran, if Garoppolo somehow wins a playoff game, the whole San Fran community is going to think different of Jimmy G football. Philadelphia, if Jalen Hurts lays an egg, is he still your future? I mean, I would still say yes because he made the playoffs, but if he totally lays an egg, New Orleans, okay, the thing with them is I really have no expectations because really it's just their defense, which is great with Dennis Allen, but their offense, I'm sorry, you have injuries. Jameis Winston, backup quarterback, can't really expect much from you guys. I think they're overperforming. Minnesota, I mean, to be honest, I kind of have no comment. I mean, I feel like they're always a wild card team, just just with the way Green Bay is. I mean, you have Danielle Hunter out for the year, but besides that, you kind of have most of your roster. I think if they miss the playoffs, it's kind of underwhelming. I mean, you have Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I mean, Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, 4 great offensive players. And I'm still a huge fan of that linebacking core, Kendricks and Anthony Barr and, Harrison Smith. I mean, you still got some playmakers. And if you can't make the wild card, that's on you guys. You might want to get a quarterback change. Atlanta Falcons, their roster isn't that great. Calvin Ridley left the team. Julio Jones left the team. This has overperformed all over it. I don't care what anyone says. Falcons are one of my top 5 favorite teams in the league. They have overperformed. Matt Ryan is like Big Ben. They're done. They're just playing for fun at this point. And it's like, dude, yeah, you have Kyle Pitts, but you have Kyle Pitts, you have Cardell Patterson. I mean, what defense? AJ Terrell, lockdown corner. He's good, but he's not lockdown. So it's like, I don't really know what to expect in the NFL. I really don't. If I had to say one wish, here is the wish. Obviously, Browns make playoffs, but here's the one wish I'll say. I don't really, like I do care. I care if the Browns make the playoffs. But here's the one thing that I really, really, really want. I want the Bengals to lose versus the Chiefs, the Rams to beat the Ravens, and then even if the Steelers win, we can at least say the Browns had a chance and we just lost to the Steelers. I just want the Monday night game to matter. If the Bengals win, we're eliminated. It wouldn't be that fun. But, it's all about fun to me, dude. I want some fun. We're probably not going to win the Super Bowl anyway. But as long as we have a chance in the postseason and that game matters, even if we lose, I can say it was one hell of a game versus Pittsburgh. And like I said, if we beat Pittsburgh and the Rams and the Chiefs win, it comes down to Sunday Night Football versus the Bengals, and we have their number. We killed them this year, and last year we beat them twice. Bye, guys. Take care.